And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Topeka, Kansas, and we are at Topeka Highland Park High School for the first round game in the Topeka Invitational Tournament. Your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies will be taking on the Wolverines from St. Louis Vashon High School here shortly. We are currently in a timeout. The games are running long, and I know a bunch of you signed on expecting us to be on the air 1 hour ago. The first game got started late, and then it went into overtime. So by the time it was all done, we were running about an hour and 10 minutes over. And that's assuming that this game does not go into overtime as well. My name is Kevin Arkin. Glad to be with you wherever you are on planet Earth, and looking forward to a good game against a really quality opponent tonight in St. Louis Vashon. Last year they ended the season as the number 25 ranked school in the country. And there's a jam. They will tell you that the team in red, it should be familiar to you, that is the Wichita South High Titans, and they are taking on the homestanding Highland Park Scots. Scots dressed in white as the home team here in this first contest. There's almost 5 minutes remaining in this game, and it is tied at 55, pending the outcome of the free throws that are about to take place. Each team is in the double bonus, so it's going to be a long haul to the end, as every foul will draw a two-shot opportunity for one team or the other. I'll see if I can give you some information here as to who's doing what. I have not memorized any names other than our own. Number 4, who just sank that free throw, was Dasani Gardena of Highland Park. And the Scots now have a 1-point lead. South High with the ball. And a three-pointer is short. Rebound to the Scots. And here they come back. And there's an air ball. Rebounded by the Titans. And they do get it back after booting it. They bring it down. A blocking foul being charged now to Highland Park. It'll send the Titans to the line to shoot a pair here.
Charge to number 5, Kevin Curry. His first person. Silman shooting 2.
At the line for the Titans is Cody Silman, number 34. He makes the first one to tie it up. This game has been nip and tuck ever since it started. Neither team has had a big lead. Now the Titans take a 1-point lead. 4:13 remaining here in the fourth. And a foul on that. Count the bucket, I'll bet. Yes, they do. And you can tell that the home crowd really likes that one, as Highland Park takes the lead, and they will go to the line for the three-point play. And once again, it'll be Dasana Gardena, a 6-foot senior, going to the line for the Scots. He misses it. The lead remains 1, and here comes South High right back. On to the near side now, cross court. He thought about a three, pulls it back out, takes the three, and sinks it. That was Elijah Panett getting the three bomb for the Titans, and now a foul called will send the Scots to the line to shoot a pair. That's Will White at the line for Highland Park. Glad you joined us and appreciate your patience. It's still going to be a while before the Grizzlies play. 10 after 8 here in Wichita. Their game was scheduled to start 56 minutes ago. And we'll start at least an hour late. Perhaps an hour and a half. And he sinks that one. That gives, that cuts the lead to 1, 60-59. Highland Park trails the South High Titans with 3:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Basket that time by Cody Silman. Here comes Highland Park under the basket all by his lonesome. And a foul. Count the basket for Kean Miller. He was down there all by his lonesome. Oh, they waved the foul off. Titans lead now by 1. Taking some of the air out of the ball here. Looking for an opening. Into the paint it goes, up and good. There's a 3 ball and nothing but net from Gardena. We're tied at 64. We wouldn't have 2 overtimes in one night, would we? There's a 3 ball from South High's Kavian Williams. Nice job to recover the ball there. He stepped out of bounds to do it, however. It will belong to Highland Park. Right in front of us, we got a bird's eye view. We are sitting behind the PA announcer. The PA announcer is literally 2 feet from me. So I hope we don't disturb him. On the near side now. Gardena again. This time he misses. 2 minutes to go now. 3-point lead for the Titans. They can afford to take some time off the clock. And they take a timeout. Well, I'd like to say we're going to take a timeout with them. And perhaps I could say that. In fact, I will say that. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout with them. We'll be back here to wrap this one up and talk about our game after this brief timeout. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community.
Back underway here. South High with the ball and the lead. And there's a block shot and a rebound. Here comes Highland Park. Off the backboard, rebounded and scored. Give that basket to Kenny Stewart. And he gets them back within 1 with 1:20 to go. You can tell the crowd is very boisterous, which is exactly the opposite of what I'm expecting for our game, because I think everybody's going to go home after this. Although they really ought to stay, because they don't get a chance to see a team like Vashon very often. But even Vashon can be beat Will White guilty of the foul here, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul in the double bonus, excuse me. 1:01 remaining here in the fourth. Titans trying to add to their lead. That's Jal Peppers at the line. First one's up and misses. I don't think they've made a free throw since we went on the air. Substitution coming in here for South High before we take the second shot. Peppers trying to extend the 1-point lead. Missed them both. And here comes Highland Park back with a chance now to take the lead. Around the horn it goes. There's a 3-ball. It's short, rebounded by the Titans. And a timeout has been called by South High. I think we'll keep it here this time. Unless they take a full one. Nope, they're not taking a timeout at all. Looks like they're going straight to the line here.
Back to the line.
First one's up, and it's good. 68-66 South. 35 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Second one's up, and he makes them both. Peppers makes them both. It's a 3-point game again. Highland Park needs to sink this to tie, and now they do take a timeout. And we're going to take one with them. I don't care how long the timeout is. We'll be back with more from Topeka. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Back in Topeka. Timeout still in progress. This was a full timeout this time. Glad to have you with us wherever you are, and we sure appreciate all those people, because I checked the counter. There were a bunch who signed on at 7 o'clock, expecting a broadcast at 7. And, of course, we were delayed by a late start in the tournament and then an overtime game as well. And this one is still not out of the overtime woods. 69-66, South leads. Less than 30 to go. Here's a 3, short. And the rebound put up is no good. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. 20 seconds remaining in the fourth now. And going to the line is Dyson Gunby, number 2, for Highland Park. And the first one is nothing but net. Well, regardless what happens here, South will still have the lead. Got a lot to talk about in between games. We're going to tell you a lot about St. Louis Vashon, and I know some of that from personal experience. He made them both. And we'll tell you how this tournament's going to work and what it means for us. Now we have a foul called. This will send South to the line to shoot 2 with a 1-point lead. 14.5 remaining in the second and the fourth quarter.
Number 23, Jason
Well, we won't go through the substitutes. Both teams waiting in the wings to warm up. At the line for South High is Kelvin Curry. He'll shoot 2 in the double bonus here. Makes it. Now he'll try and make it a 3-point game. Still a 1-possession game, though. And he missed it. Rebound to Highland Park. And here come the Scots back with it now. He puts it up and misses, and that may do it. Foul called. It's academic. 2.5 seconds to go. I shouldn't say it's academic. Worse things have happened. Gunby is guilty of the foul. He had no option. It will send. Oh, I take this back. This foul is on South. No, it's not. I was right the first time. Peppers is going back to the line to shoot 2 here. If he makes them both, he puts it out of reach. First one's good. 71-68. And he made them both. There won't be any overtime in this game, folks. That's my prediction. Puts up a long 3 ball off the rim, no good, and that's your final. 72-68. South wins over Highland Park in the second game of the 3-game set tonight. First game was between Topeka High and Lawrence. Topeka won that one. So here we are. Well, look at that. Mr. Arndt is here. What are you doing, bud? You want to work?
I'll not talk. I'm not.
Huh? You can talk.
I'm not talking.
Huh? You don't have to talk. Hang on, folks. We're doing a little education here. Hey, we're going to welcome. We're going to welcome here before we. Well, I tell you what. Let's do our spot and get it over with. We're going to be back here at Topeka Highland Park in 30 seconds with the countdown to tip-off show. So stay with us. Lots of basketball yet to come, and we're going to have a little visit with young Mr. Carson Arndt, who's come up here to help us out tonight. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Topeka Highland Park High School. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is the countdown to tip-off program here before the final game of the night between your Northwest Grizzlies and the Wolverines of St. Louis Vashon High School. And folks, you're in for a real treat. This is going to be a barn burner tonight. This is going to be a good game. We're going to bring our A game tonight, and Vashon always brings its A game. So be prepared for a fun remainder of the evening. Wearing the other headset, at least for the moment, is you play basketball?
Yeah.
Are you on JV or
Sophomore?
Sophomore. Basketball player Carson Arndt is sitting here. He's also familiar to you all from the boys soccer season this past season. I guess I would be silly if I didn't know which sport was number one in your heart.
Soccer.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You come from a soccer family, and that's to be expected. So, well, since I haven't seen you in a while, what have you been up to?
Nothing really. Basketball and soccer.
You playing indoors or outdoors?
Indoor.
Where at?
Farha.
You know, I've never been down there. I hear it's a really nice facility. But
yeah.
This is the Farha Indoor Athletic Facility at the South Y on South Meridian Street here in Wichita. And that is a full-length field, is it not?
No, it's a little bit shorter.
It's short? Wide?
It's a little...
little narrow?
Yeah.
But they play, even though it's indoors, you play outdoor-style soccer. It's not, no dasher boards or...
yeah, there's no boards.
No, you know. So it's not the indoor soccer game. It's still the outdoor soccer game, but it's inside. So do you play 11 aside or do you play short-sided?
6.
6 aside. Wow, that's all. Get a lot of touches that way.
Yeah.
So, and then knowing nothing about the rules and the fact that I'm about to ask about them, free sub, or do you sub on the fly, or do you have to have a stoppage? Or stoppage of play?
Yeah.
Kind of like outdoors, the outdoor stoppage rule for high school. So, anybody else from Northwest playing with you?
Darian.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So, how many games do you play in the indoor season?
I think it's like 10.
10 games. Keeps you a little soccer fit.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can see both teams have come onto the floor. Let's aim that at our guys. Northwest warming up to our left. And we're going to get this running. Since this is the countdown to tip-off and the clock is running, so is ours. Now you know how much time we have until tip-off of this one. Well, tell us about the sophomore basketball team, because you guys don't get a lot of love.
We're actually pretty good. We have lost only 2 games this season.
And tell us about your coaches.
All the coaches, I like them all. They all are good coaches and they help a lot. But my coach is Coach Myrna, and I like him a lot. Good.
And of course, I have to ask, and I would ask you whether you had the headset on or not. Tell me about grades.
They're good. I have all A's, I think, right now.
Well, I'll take a fist pump. Since we're not on camera, we could do it in front of the camera. I don't know if that went out or not, but it looked good. Good job on the academics, Carson. I know your parents are proud.
Yeah.
So, well, tell us what's up with your brother Blake. He's going to Central Arkansas.
Central Arkansas,
right?
Yeah.
And he's going to play soccer on a soccer scholarship there.
Yeah.
They are, if I remember right, because my son played football at Missouri State, and Missouri State played Central Arkansas every year. And it was always one of their first games. So are they D2?
They're D1.
They're D1.
Missouri Valley.
So they're Missouri Valley, so they are They're 1AA like Missouri State is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good for them. I didn't remember them being 1AA. They probably weren't. I just don't remember. It's been a little bit of time since my son played there.
Yeah.
So, but we always enjoyed either going there or having them come to our place. So it was a nice campus down there. I know Blake will really enjoy it down there next year. So, all right. Well, the teams are getting ready, folks. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing up here. I've already canceled my breakfast for the morning because when I get home, I'm sleeping in. It's going to be well after midnight before we get home tonight, folks, because of the late start. This is an 8-team bracket tournament, but there are only 7 teams. Northwest is the number 7 seed in the tournament. The number 8 seed is a bye. We're doing this game for you tonight. If they win tonight, they will play Topeka High tomorrow at 6 o'clock. If they lose tonight, they will play Lawrence tomorrow at 4:30. If they lose tonight and lose tomorrow, they're done because they will draw the bye on Saturday. The team that loses twice draws the bye on Saturday. If they win tonight and lose tomorrow, let me think about this. They win tonight, lose tomorrow, they play Saturday at 3:30 for third place. If they win tonight and win tomorrow, they play Saturday at 5:30 for the championship. And if they lose tonight and, I may have already said this, lose tonight and lose tomorrow, they will not play at all on Saturday. We will not webcast tomorrow. The game times do not permit a webcast for yours truly. I have a real job that I have to do. So there will be no webcast tomorrow. If they play on Saturday, there will be a webcast no matter what time the game is. So if you want to know if we're playing Saturday and you don't know the results of tonight and tomorrow, check the Grizzly basketball webcast page. The results of tonight and tomorrow will be there tomorrow night, and I will have on there whether we're playing Saturday and if we're playing, what time we're going on the air, so you guys can watch it live should you decide you want to do so. Was that clear as mud? Did you understand every single word I said?
Yeah.
You realize now I'm going to give you this number 2 pencil and have you take out a half sheet of paper for a surprise unannounced pop quiz. I'm just kidding. So very complicated, but we got it done. I want to take a moment to thank a couple of people, one of whom is Jamie Cuevas. Mr. Cuevas is the athletic director, activities director here at Topeka Highland Park. I want to thank him for his hospitality. We could not have a better view than we have now. We are literally right behind the announcer's table. The score table is right below us, too. In fact, you can see the score table in your picture right now because Carson has done a great job of aiming the camera right at them. So, and all you have to do, remember, folks, this is part of the classroom. All you have to do, you don't go up or down. You just go side to side. Okay?
Yeah.
The both baskets are always in view. So all you have to do is go side by side and don't lean forward, because if you lean forward, it does that. Okay?
Yeah.
And you just turn it by this down here. Okay? So, think you can handle that?
Yeah.
You're certified now to operate this high-tech equipment. I have no idea where I was going here a moment ago. We go back to City League play on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Where are we at Tuesday? Home?
West.
We're at West?
Yeah.
On Tuesday, at West. I thought we were at West this past Tuesday.
That was freshman and sophomore only.
Oh, that's right, because of the tournament week. Okay, we are at West on Tuesday. We will webcast that for you on Tuesday because West now has a new gym. West Old Gym. You ever been in West Old Gym?
Yeah.
They had a little crow's nest hanging from the ceiling. You could barely get 2 guys in there, and you had to climb a rung ladder to get up into it. So you'd have to climb the ladder up, and then someone would have to throw your equipment up to you through the hatch in order to get up there. And the view was terrible. The outlets, the electrical outlets, were an OSHA violation waiting to happen because the covers were off or they were broken or whatever. It was just a mess. And the signal out of there was terrible anyway, so
yeah.
I only did a game from there once, and I said, no, we're not doing this anymore. But now they have a nice new gym, so we will be on the air Tuesday night for sure, 7:15 with the countdown to kickoff, or to tip-off show, countdown to tip-off show, 7:15, and then the play-by-play scheduled for 7:30 against the West High Pioneers, who have already beaten Northwest once this year. They beat us in the season opener at home. So we'll be looking for a little payback on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to send it to a brief timeout, and then to the our interview with Mr. Chadwick. As soon as I get it in here, I didn't do this very well. I'm doing this by myself, folks. I don't have any other help yet, so bear with me. There we go. We're going to take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with head coach Brian Chadwick, so stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Hey, man, you got up for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
This is the Northwest Grizzlies basketball pregame show. A look at past contests and a preview of today's game with head boys basketball coach Brian Chadwick. And now, here's the coach.
Our countdown to tip-off continues. We're joined by head coach Brian Chadwick here in Topeka for the Topeka Invitational Tournament. And before we get into the business at hand, let's talk some about Wichita State and the Challenge Series. What a game that was.
That was a great game, Kevin. It was a late-night game. Andover came out, guns a-blazing. I look up, and we're down 10. Exactly. And all of a sudden, our boys started playing a little bit better. And we get a little lead, they get a lead, and then we get in overtime. If we could have made some free throws in the fourth quarter, we may not have got there. But us making free throws is what won it in the overtime because we were 8 for 10 in the overtime.
Go back to the first quarter. You're down by 10 points halfway through the first quarter. Anything going through your mind at that point?
Mass substitution. Mass substitution. But we got a timeout. I kind of settled them down and just said, hey, let's take care of the ball and let's guard. And I thought we did a really good job of that.
Yeah, they did. And by the end of the first quarter, we were only down 2 and had a halftime lead. And then a seesaw second half throughout. And quite honestly, the biggest lead that you guys had in that game was when it was over, 8 points.
Yes. Well, and that's something that we told them, hey, just stick with the plan, work hard, and we're undefeated at Wichita State. So we just really use that as a rally cry for us just to play hard and to keep fighting because we know after a while we're going to win. That's just how we feel there.
How's practice going this week?
Practice went really well. The boys, the cold weather got to them. The snow day got to them. We practiced early. Today we had a really good practice in trying to get everything ready to travel. So that's the big thing, making sure nobody forgets anything. So we give them an itinerary and let them know, bring your shoes. Yes, lots of socks and be ready to play.
This game in particular for me has a little bit of sentimental value only in that Vashon out of St. Louis. St. Louis is my hometown. For those of you who do not know that, that's where I grew up. And they were a perennial basketball power. And when I was living there, and I haven't lived there in 30 years, but I'm assuming that their program is still very stout.
They're still stout. They were ranked 25th in the nation last year. I don't know what their national ranking is now, but I know they have 2 big-time players in McKinney and Fletcher, both who have numerous Division I offers right now. So we're looking for a huge challenge. I think they're like 9-2 in their league, and overall, and they're winning their league right now. So it's going to be a fun game for us. It's just going to remind me of an East High or a Southeast team, a very athletic team, willing to get after you and play some defense. So
they're in the St. Louis public schools have their own league, and I cannot now that I've brought it up, I cannot remember the name of it to save my life. But there are a lot of good quality teams in that league.
Yes, we keep hearing about it. A number of them sent film to us to help us out so we could actually watch them, and those were really good games.
So you watch this film. What do you do different against this team than you would have done against Andover or anybody else you've played this year?
Well, this team, it may be a little bit more zone. We want to challenge them to shoot jumpers because they drive the ball extremely well. And we have to protect the basket because they have 6'4", 6'2", 6'6", and 6'5" that can really play above the rim. So we really focused on rebounding more than ever and protecting the paint.
Had a couple of great performances in the Andover game. Cups, I believe 17. I'm doing this out of memory. Cup 17. Smith had 18, I believe, and Dixon had 26 or something like that. 3 big double-digit performances, and you're sure going to need that again against this team.
Oh, yeah, we're really going to need that. What we liked the most about Dixon was he had a double-double, plus he had 5 blocks. And it looked like he had 10 blocks out there against Andover. So if he keeps playing at that level, and finally got Jameer going, which we need that number 2 or number 3 score with Jalen, because Jalen's having a great year for us right now. We just got to make sure we get people to help him. And that we're really looking at. And we're looking forward for Brees to get back to where he is also.
I know he's been playing. You've been putting him in and out for short spurts for his first couple of games back. I'm assuming that was because of game fitness as much as anything else.
Game fitness and a little mental fatigue. With having a tragedy at home and in your home, you have to kind of ease yourself into it. And so we weren't trying to be selfish and trying to make sure we take our time with Brees. But we think he's ready to go. And us being out of town and being together, being a family is really going to help us all.
Now, the way this tournament works, if you win the first game tonight, Friday's game is at 6 o'clock. I'm going to cheat and go over here to my bracket. Friday's game is at 6 o'clock, and you would play the winner of Topeka and Lawrence. And if you lose tonight, you will play the loser of that game at 4:30. And because there is a bye in this tournament, there's only 7 teams in this tournament. My understanding is, and for those folks at home, in order to play Saturday, you have to win a game.
Yes, we have to win, and that's what we want to do is win. We've been telling the boys, hey, let's go in, let's win games. We have a goal every year. One of our goals is to win a midseason tournament, and we have the ability to win. Any given night, anybody can be beaten, and that's what we tell the boys because we believe that. We believe we have a really tough team. We've had some bumps and bruises. We've had some tragedies. We've had some adversity, and now we think we're at the right point.
We'll wish you the best of luck tonight against Vashon out of St. Louis, and look forward to a visit before the game on Saturday.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Kevin.
Head coach Brian Chadwick on our Countdown to Tip-Off program. Stay tuned after this quick timeout for the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's game from the Topeka Invitational Tournament. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Wichita Northwest Grizzlies basketball is on the air. Follow your Grizzlies basketball squad on the World Wide Web as they set out in pursuit of another 6A state title. And now, let's go courtside to your host, Kevin Arkin.
Thank you, Todd Taylor. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are at Topeka Highland Park High School and the Topeka Invitational Tournament. This is Game 3 about to take place between your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies and the Wolverines from St. Louis Vashon High School, a perennial basketball power not only in the state of Missouri, but in the country as well. PA announcer is making an announcement. He is literally sitting directly below us. And we will try and we'll probably go ahead and let him do the team introductions here. I'll aim my mic at the speaker and let him do the introductions when the time comes. We're going to try it. We're a little short-staffed. Carson Arndt is on camera. I'm doing everything else, and we're going to try and keep the graphics up for you. If we're unsuccessful, we're going to give up. And if we do, we'll take them down. But right now, they are what they are. Winner of this game plays Topeka tomorrow night at 6. Loser plays Lawrence at 4:30, both in this gym, and neither one will be webcast tomorrow. And again, we'll mention this a couple of more times so that there's no confusion. In order to get a second webcast on Saturday, the Grizzlies must win tonight or tomorrow night. The only team in the tournament with 2 losses will go home and not play on Saturday. And we're going to turn it over now for the PA announcer and the introduction of the players.
And so for the third time this afternoon, this evening on Kindergarten Court, our starting lineups going in alternating order with the Wolverines from Vashon High School in St. Louis going up against the Grizzlies of Wichita Northwest High School. Here we go. We're number 1 for Vashon High School, a 5'10" sophomore, Philip Russell. Number 1 for Wichita Northwest, a 6'1" senior, Jalen Smith. A 6'2" junior for the Wolverines, wearing number 4, Mario McKinney. For Wichita Northwest, a 6'1" junior, wearing number 3, Jameer Cups. Wearing number 5 for Vashon High School, a 6'2" junior, Danier McCaskill. Number 14 for Wichita Northwest, a 6'5" senior, Jaden Dixon. For Vashon, a 6'6" sophomore, wearing number 21, Cam Fletcher. Number 23 for the Grizzlies, a 6'1" junior, Brees Hall. And finally, for Vashon, a 6'5" junior, number 23, Cyrus Alexander. And rounding it out for Wichita Northwest, a 6'4" junior, wearing number 50, Joey Duncan.
There's your starting lineups. We'll give them to you again here for Vashon. Number 1, Russell. Number 4, McKinney. Number 5, McCaskill. Number 21, Fletcher. And number 23, Alexander. For the Grizzlies, a familiar starting lineup. Number 1, Smith. Number 3, Cups. Number 14, Dixon. 23, Hall. And number 50, Duncan. The Grizzlies have been designated as the home team in this game. And will wear their white home uniforms accordingly. Vashon out of St. Louis in their solid blue uniforms with white numerals and white trim. Grizzlies will play right to left here in the first half. We're ready for the opening tip, McKinney and Dixon. And we're underway. Grizzlies control it. Brees Hall with it. Drives the lane, now spits it back out. Duncan from the free throw line misses. Get the rebound, goes to Dixon right off the bat. Dixon back out to Cups. Cups is going to pull it all the way back up, and they'll reset the offense here. Just underway, no score. Northwest and Vashon. And we have a turnover. I believe Cups stepped on the baseline. And here comes Vashon. Russell brings it up. Gives it to Fletcher. Back to Russell. On the far side now, McKinney has it. Russell's gone into the corner. Dunks it underneath. Dixon almost got a steal. It rolls out of bounds. That will belong to Vashon. Russell will inbound here. I got to remember I'm running the clock, so don't pay too much attention to this clock here, at least not in the early going. We'll keep you appraised verbally as well. Over here on the near side, there's a 3-ball, and it's good. A 3-ball by Fletcher makes it 3-0. And the Grizzlies work to get it across the timeline. There's Cups with it. A lot of space now, and now he lost it out of bounds. It will belong to Vashon on the turnover. And turnovers is something that the Grizzlies cannot afford. Russell brings it up, for Vashon. Working it around the horn. And there's another 3-ball in and out. Rebound by Alexander. He puts it in. And it's 5-0 Vashon. And there's an errant pass and an intercepted pass. An assist. Ball goes up, no good. Rebound scored by Fletcher. It's 7-0 here, 2 minutes in. Cups will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Brees Hall with it. Trying to drive the lane. He does, puts it up and scores. The Schneider is off the board for the Grizzlies. 7-2 now. We want to take a moment to welcome the students, friends, and families. Oh, nice play. Of Vashon High School in St. Louis. Those of you who are catching us on the World Wide Web, we welcome you to our webcast. Glad to have you on board. And we have a foul called here. First foul of the night. Foul is on McCaskill. Ball will be inbounded. Cups over to Hall. Duncan back to Cups. Up for a 3. Off the iron. No good. Dixon with a rebound. And he scores it. Back down now. Long pass. Ball goes out of play. .5:02 remaining. First quarter. 9-4. Grizzlies trail St. Louis Vashon High School. There's a 3. In and out. No good. Rebounded by Dixon. Dixon has been a terror on the boards the last several games. Jalen Smith, guilty of a charging foul. Vashon will inbound here. Russell brings it across the timeline. Vashon in their road blues. There's a pass almost intercepted by Hall. Last touched by Alexander. It will belong to the Grizzlies. I take that back. They're giving it to Vashon. Russell will inbound. Joey Duncan comes out for the Grizzlies, and into the game is Kamarian Thompson. Here come the Grizzlies back with it. Cups almost lost the handle, gets it back. Drives and inside the arc. Brees Hall goes up and blocked that time by Fletcher. Long pass. Look at that pass intercepted, though, by Smith. Nice behind the back pass there. That time by McCaskill. And a foul called on Cam Fletcher. That's his first.
His first personal second team foul.
Second team foul of the half. Grizzlies will inbound the ball. 9-4, Grizzlies trail. The first 7 points went to Vashon. Since then, the Grizzlies have settled down, and now we have a blocking foul on Chance Crusoe. It'll be another inbound play for
Third team foul for Wolverines. Smith will bring the ball in on the side.
Smith will inbound for the Grizzlies. Smith puts one up, and it rattles in and out, no good. Rebound by McCaskill. I'm sorry, that's by Fletcher. Russell has it on the far side. Into the paint, skyhook misses, rebound. There's a three off the iron, no good. Rebound. Well, we gave him 4 tries at it, but finally Kobe Clark puts it in. And it's 11-4. Smith in trouble, double team. Dixon comes up to help. Thompson, uncontested shot, misses. Gets the rebound. Goes up again, puts it in, and count it. Now we have a timeout called by the Grizzlies. We're going to go ahead and take one with them as well. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Topeka Highland Park High School, Kevin Arkin and Carson Arndt with you. First round game, I should say, of the Topeka Invitational Tournament. Grizzlies trail 11-6. And Vashon will get the ball here, I think. Yes, they will get it on their own baseline. Mario McKinney will inbound it. Russell brings it down. Under the basket, wide open and sinking it is Kobe Clark. Brees Hall's pass is intercepted. Here comes Vashon back with it. Russell's going to try one for 3, and he gets it. Philip Russell for 3. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Biggest lead. I don't know how I did that. Oops. Fix the scoreboard. It's 15-6. Make that 17-6. And the lead is 11. Dixon puts one up off a feed from Brees Hall, and it's good. That one goes out of play. That should belong to Northwest, and it does. Huh? I don't think that's right either. Carson and I are looking at the scoreboard. They had it at 15-8. I thought it was 17-8. They've just changed it to 18-8. Either way, Grizzlies trail. I know that much. And they've got the ball. It inbounds 2 cups. Here we go. 1:33 to go in the first. Ball's out of bounds. It'll belong to the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies are going to sub a player or 2 into the game for the Grizzlies. Sincere Bowen, a new player, just moved here from Texas, wearing number 2. And also into the game is Zion Jones, number 10 for Northwest. Smith looking for help, gets it into Bowen, and we're back underway. Grizzlies trail by 10. Bowen puts it up and it's blocked. Big block that time by Clark. Thompson misses off the iron. Rebound to the Grizzlies. Zion Jones has one deflected out of bounds. It will belong to Northwest.
Smith will inbound on the baseline for the Grizzlies. Smith passes in under the basket. Jalen Smith, Jaden Dixon.
There's another three off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Bowen. He gets it for the Grizzlies on a long rebound. Sends it into Smith. Smith over to Thompson. Thompson for three. It's good. 18 to... That can't be right. Is that right? Am I that far off? 18 to 13. It is just impossible to do both of these jobs. Now it's 20 to 13. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Thompson dishes it off to Bowen. Bowen thought about a three, pulled it back down. Smith takes a three, and it's good. 20 to 16. We trail by 4 seconds left here in the first. Kobe Clark now back over on the far side to Fletcher, and he misses. That's the way the first quarter will end. After one, Vashon 20, Grizzlies 16. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back in Topeka at Highland Park, home of the Scots. And the home team took on South High's Titans in the game before this one, if you're just joining us. And South High came up on top in that one. I had the score here, and I lost it, and I've forgotten it. Trust me, South won. I know they did. I'm positive they did. Vashon will get the ball to start the second quarter. And we're underway. Grizzlies trail by 4 after 1. They played a very good first quarter after a slow start and some turnovers early on. This one goes out of play. It belongs to the Grizzlies. Smith will inbound. And what do we have? A 5-second count. Yep, we sure do. It turns over to Vashon.
5 seconds counted off. Vashon will take over.
Russell will inbound now for the Wolverines. Russell on the near side with it. He's going to dish it off to Clark. Clark back to Russell. Now Russell over to McKinney. And a bad pass intercepted that time by Cups. And an easy lay-in for Thompson. Folks, we're only down by 2 points here. Well, forget that. 3-pointer. Changes all that. (23-18). Grizzlies trail. Well, we had it within 2 here in the second quarter. And we have a foul called on the floor. That'll be on McCaskill. Whoops. That's his second foul.
Vashon High. That's McCaskill's second personal.
That's his fourth team foul. Northwest only has one foul. Smith will inbound. We're back underway. Cups on the far side now with it. Looking for some help. Gets into the paint with it. Puts it up. An air ball gotten by Jones. Sends it back out to Thompson. Dixon to Smith now. Smith right in front of us. Smith has McKinney all over him. He gets around him, and I think we have a foul on McKinney. Foul is on McKinney. It's his first. Fifth team foul of the half. And we're back at it. Smith with it. He's waiting for something to happen. Nothing is, so he sends it in to Dixon. It's intercepted. Now McKinney all by himself lays it in. Smith inbounds it. He's going to send it over here to Cups right in front of us. Jones double team, back to Cups. Cross to Smith. Jameer Cups now. To Zion Jones. That ball went right through the wickets of Dixon, but Smith was there to get it, and he pulls it back out now. Jalen Smith settling it down. I don't know if they're killing clock or if they're just trying to lull Vashon to sleep. This late in the day, they may lull me to sleep. I'll have to ask Coach Chadwick about this strategy before at our next interview, which I quite frankly don't know when that will be. In all likelihood, if we play Saturday, hopefully we'll play Saturday. When we play Saturday, there will be no pregame interview with the coach because he will stay here and I'm going back home. Smith under the basket. Jones all by his lonesome. And I guess what they were doing worked. He did put him to sleep. 25-20 now. Vashon leads over Northwest. McKinney puts it up short. Rebound by Thompson. Here come the Grizzlies again. Smith. He puts a long one up good. That's a two-pointer. And the Grizzlies down by only 3 again. Now we have a foul called against Northwest. It's on Jameer Cups for a hold. It's only the second team foul against the Grizzlies here in the first half. And it's Cups' first. So foul's really not an issue here. Clark puts one up for 3. It's no good. Rebound's going to be a held ball, and that should be along the Northwest. It does. On the alternating possession, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports. Ball's intercepted. They tried the long pass to Thompson, and it didn't work. There's one that's blocked by Dixon. Out of bounds it goes. It stays with Vashon. On the far side with it. Kobe Clark now to McKinney. And around the horn, Russell tries a 3. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by the Grizzlies. Zion Jones gets it. And a foul called this time on Philip Russell. That's his first. And the 6th team foul. Joey Duncan comes back in. He's going to give Javen Dixon a rest. 4 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. Brees Hall also back in now. Will inbound. We'll reset this lineup for you as soon as we get a moment to do so. Cups with the ball now has it. His pocket picked that time by McKinney. And he misses it, but the putback is there by Clark.
Clark with the cleanup.
27-22, Grizzlies trail. Grizzlies got to keep it close here. Now we have what? Timeout taken by the Grizzlies. And we're going to go ahead and take one with them here in just a moment so that we can give ourselves a bit of a breather. So stay with us. We'll be back with more from Topeka. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Topeka, where we're coming out of the timeout here. 3:36 remaining in the second quarter. Grizzlies trail 27-22 to the Vashon Wolverines out of St. Louis, my hometown. Very talented bunch of young men. And Vashon is one of those schools that they don't rebuild, they just reload every year. Brees Hall will inbound for Northwest. And he gets it to Cups, and we're back and running here. Joey Duncan, did he walk with it or was he fouled? He walked with it. Travel called on the Grizzlies. And Vashon will bring it back down the floor. Over on the near side to Ward. Armani Ward with it to Russell. Underneath to Clark. And what a nice pass that time by Clark to Cyrus Alexander for the twofer. Smith with it. Drives the length of the floor. He's fouled on the way up. They weren't going to count it anyway. Smith will go to the line here and shoot a couple. Dixon will come back in for Joey Duncan. So we never did set the lineup. Let's do it for you right now. Smith, number 1. Number 3 is Jameer Cups. Brees Hall, 23. Camarion Thompson, number 4. Javen Dixon, number 14. We got them all. Here's the first one by Smith on the 1-and-1, and it's good. He'll get the bonus. Hoping to have athletic director Jamie Cuevas on at halftime as our halftime guest, assuming he can make it. And if he's unable to do so, we're going to talk about Vashon High School and let you guys know a lot about that fine high school in the heart of North St. Louis City. Hall throws in a bomb to Cups, and he got it. Thompson for 3, it's good. 29-27, Vashon. And there's a block and a rebound. Here comes Smith to tie it up, and he does. We are tied at 29, 2:30 to go. In Topeka. Kobe Clark puts a 3 up. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Thompson. Here come the Grizzlies with it. Hall to Cups. Cups to Thompson. Thompson slipped, and Cups got the ball. Great job by Cups. Thompson a 3. It's good! Grizzlies lead 32-29, and a timeout taken. This time by the visiting team, Vashon High School. Stay up, folks. It's going to be a barn burner. We'll be back with more. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Welcome back to Topeka, Kansas, the Topeka Invitational Tournament. Grizzlies lead by 3, 2:04 remaining here in the second quarter. And Coach Chadwick has just taken a timeout here. I take that back. The timeout has been charged to Vashon. Vashon has 4 timeouts remaining. I believe the Grizzlies have 3. Is that right? Grizzlies have 3. And the Grizzlies have the arrow pointing at them on the held ball. Back underway here as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Vashon. Ward gets it back, puts up a 3. Off the heel, no good. Rebound, doesn't make it. Third rebound goes up. McKinney is fouled on the way up, and he'll go to the line. And he will shoot a pair. Fouls on Brees Hall. That's his first. Only the third team foul of the half for the Grizzlies. They've played very clean ball. First one is good. And Vashon down by a pair. And he makes them both. 32-31. Grizzlies lead with 1:40 to go in the first half. Thompson for 3. Well, that's wide of everything, and it's going to be rebounded there by Alexander. Not sure what happened on that shot, but it wasn't even close. And up and good. Nope, it is good. And a foul. Alexander gets the basket. He goes to the line. The Thompson draws the foul, or is charged with a foul, I should say. Come on, I already did that once. Trying for the three-point play to give Vashon a 2-point lead here. And it misses. Rebound by Dixon. Here come the Grizzlies back. Smith looking for help. Gets it down to Thompson. Thompson driving the basket, puts it up. He's fouled. Too bad it didn't go. Would have been a 3-point play, but it's a free throw opportunity and a chance for Thompson to give the Grizzlies the lead back. 1:15 remaining here in the first half. Brian Chadwick is working hard, and I've never seen him have this much fun. And he misses. Let's tie it up here, Mr. Thompson. Missed them both. And here comes McKinney is fouled on the way up by Dixon. Oh, I take it back. They charged that foul to Brees Hall. That's his second. He's the only one on the Grizzlies team with 2 fouls, and I'm sure he's about to come out. There's a 3-bomb, misses everything. And Thompson is guilty of the foul on Alexander on the rebound play. That's his 6th foul. Zion Jones comes in.
Correction, number 10, Zion Jones steps in for Wichita Northwest.
Chance Crusoe will inbound for Vashon. And what do we have here? 5-second count. Foul call. I take that back. Well, if it's a foul, I didn't see it. Jordan Trotter into the game for the Grizzlies, number 15, and Smith with it. 53 to go. Ignore the clock. The clock on your screen is not accurate. Dixon back to Smith after a near steal. Smith will pull it out. I'm going to be a bit surprised if they play for one. And now what do we have? Foul called. A charging foul called on Smith. That's his second. And that's the 17th foul. Crusoe will bring it up for Vashon. Vashon with a 1-point lead, 30 seconds to go. A near steal, and it is a steal by Cups. Great job. Passes it over to Trotter. Into Dixon, up and good. And a counted and a foul.
Trotter with the assist. Dixon with the bucket. Step to the line, now foul charge to number 1 for Russell, his second.
Dixon will try for the three-point play, and he missed it. Rebound to Vashon, and 20 seconds to go now. Grizzlies up by 1. Across the way to Russell. Russell gets it back. Puts it in deep for McKinney. McKinney up and blocked. Goes back out to Russell. 3 seconds to go, and now we have a foul. This will be a 1-and-1 opportunity. It comes with 3 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. First one's good. And we are tied at 34. This one to give Vashon the lead with 3 seconds to go in the first half. And he missed it. Rebound to Trotter. And that'll do it. We're tied at halftime. Wow. Your halftime score, 34-34. We'll be back with our halftime extravaganza in 30 seconds, so stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Hey, where are you going? You can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am a king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Back at halftime at Topeka. You want to, no? Wimp. Hang on, we're going to plug in Carson Arndt here. Mr. Cuevas is not with us, so I'm assuming he's tied up elsewhere in the building. He's awfully busy, and he said he was a definite maybe for our halftime extravaganza. So 34-34 at half. Are you surprised?
A little bit, yeah.
I think you'd be crazy not to be a little bit surprised, only because Vashon's reputation is such. I mean, they're just an amazing group.
Yeah.
We don't have any stats, as we did not have a statistician. Our regular crew is not with us. And I sure appreciate, Carson, I appreciate you jumping in here to help out on camera.
Yeah, anytime.
Or we would have nothing. Literally have nothing. We'd be doing a audio broadcast only, because you cannot do camera and
audio.
This and everything that needs to be done. One person cannot do this.
Yeah.
It really takes 4 guys to do it right. So we're not doing it right because we have no statistician. So we can't give any numbers out.
Yep.
Who are you impressed with most here in the first half?
Probably Kamari and Thompson.
And you can certainly make an argument for that because he's put up some key points.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Javen Dixon.
He's done good too.
He's
defense.
On defense, exactly where I'm going. He's got a couple of big blocks. Has a steal, at least one steal that I know of, and he's pumped in some points as well. But he has really he's kind of been the glue that's been holding the team together here.
Yeah, for sure.
In the first half, so a really tremendous first half for the Grizzlies against a very powerful Vashon team. So I'm sure that they're going to be very smiled. A lot of smiles going on in the locker room, but they also know they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And I think just the flip side in the Vashon locker room, I'm sure that head coach Tony Irons is giving him a little bit of lip service about letting this bunch from Wichita keep it tied here at halftime.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little bit of history of about Vashon High School. It's really kind of interesting in that just the way the school developed and everything. They're in St. Louis. They're on Cass Avenue in St. Louis, near downtown. And I don't know if Mr. Cuevas is going to make it up here. Are you coming? You know what? I'm going to dispense with my lecture on the. You must have been outside. You have your coat on.
Yeah, I had to put the gate away.
No problem. Have a seat. Well, I'm going to slip these over your head. You want to swing that around on us? Okay. Let me get. How are we doing here now? Let's make sure that we're both in the. Actually, I want to make sure you're in the picture. I'm kind of upstaging you because I'm a lot closer to the camera than you are. Gentleman to my left is Mr. Jamie Cuevas, the athletic director here at Topeka Highland Park High School. And first of all, thank you again for all your hospitality, getting us set up here for the webcast tonight. Things are going well.
Well, you're welcome. We had, I know we had a few little technical problems getting you hooked up to the Wi-Fi and everything, but
that was
glad
nothing.
we got those worked out for you.
And as it turns out, I had plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, very good.
Because that first game ran so long.
Yeah,
with it going into overtime and everything. So it worked. Everything worked out, and folks back in Wichita, and I assume that there are some folks in St. Louis watching as well, as we gave them the link to the webcast. And once again, I'll just take. I said it once before. I'll say it again to all you folks in St. Louis from Vashon. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. So,
and we are too. Highland Park is glad to have Vashon back again this year, and we consider it an honor when a team would come that far to play in this tournament. This tournament we've had, the Topeka Invitational Tournament.
Good 6-hour drive for them.
Right, yeah. And so, and they got a 2-night stay, and they get to play some basketball. And last year they took home the trophy, and we'll see what happens this year. They're in a contest there in the first round.
We're giving them their money's worth. I'll say that here in the first half.
Yeah, I'm sure the people in Wichita
Grizzlies have played very, very well against a very good team.
Yes.
I think maybe you always play better against good teams anyway. At least they say you do.
Right. I'm impressed with how they're playing Vashon. Very competitive, really going right at them, and certainly not intimidated by their size and their reputation, their stature, their athletic stature.
They do have a reputation, and it's not unfounded, and it goes way back. They have been a basketball powerhouse in the state of Missouri and in St. Louis in particular for many years.
Yeah. Well, I believe that. I've never been familiar with Vashon until last year, but I'm certainly aware of them now and what they bring, and I'm sure they've sent a lot of players, a lot of student athletes on to the next level.
Tell us a little bit, if you will, about yourself. How long have you been here at Highland Park?
Well, actually, I want to have to date myself, and I don't mind doing that. I'm a graduate of Highland Park High School.
Oh, wow.
1970. And I've been an educator.
I know exactly how old you are. Me too.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm actually a retired educator, but I had an opportunity to come back and work at my high school. I was an administrator from 2000 until 2012. And I did 9 years here at Highland Park and 3 at another crosstown high school before I retired. Had an opportunity to come back as athletic director. So here I am. I still have gas in the tank, and I intend to be here at least one more year beyond this one, I think, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I consider it an honor to be at my old high school and being able to work in this capacity.
In this tournament, I was looking at the list of winners in your program. This tournament goes way back.
Right. I think 1962. This
is something like that. I can't find my list only because I'm looking for it.
Right.
But it is in here somewhere. But this is a long 50-year-old tournament.
Right.
And you've obviously got it down to a science because going very well. Everybody's happy. Crowds. You've got a good crowd for a late night game with 2 schools, neither one of which is yours.
Right.
You've got a good crowd here.
Both out of town schools, and there's a lot of interest. Highland Park is a basketball community. We've had a pretty good tradition. Our teams in the last few years haven't quite matched the achievements of teams back in the earlier 2000s. But we're still very proud of our basketball heritage and history, and hopefully we'll be back to the levels that we achieved earlier in the previous decade. So, and this tournament is part of our tradition. The Topeka Invitational Tournament, like I said, this is the 57th annual tournament, Topeka Invitational Tournament. So. And we have an opportunity to host it every 3 years, and it's about to go to every 4 years because we're going to pull in another Topeka school.
Does it rotate in the Topeka area?
Right.
Is that how it works?
Right.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last year, Topeka High hosted it. The year prior to that, Topeka West hosted it, and then the year prior to that, we were hosting it. So it's been on a 3-year rotation. We're going to add Hayden Catholic High School to that rotation, so it'll be a 4-year rotation beginning
Smile, we're on
next year.
camera. Well, I want a copy of that. Lady just took our picture.
That is our principal, Shayna Perry.
Could you get me ask her to send me I'll email her tomorrow and ask her to send me a copy of that photograph. So
she'll be glad to, I'm sure.
Okay.
So
we're about ready to start, so we're going to turn the camera back around. But thank you again for having us. Thank you for your hospitality and great job on the tournament. And thanks for coming up for the quick visit.
You won't be here tomorrow. Right.
Tomorrow, I know I will not be here, and if we play Saturday, I will be back.
Well, we'll welcome you back. Hopefully, I hope that you will. They're doing such a great job in this game. I would be surprised if they'd have a bye on Saturday. So
I don't want them to have a bye either.
Yeah. Okay.
So, thank you again, Jamie Cuevas, the athletic director here at Topeka Highland Park. Our guest at halftime. Stay right with us. We're going to flip it right around. We're going right to the game. And it will be the Vashon inbound. And we're underway here in the third quarter. And just like that. Grizzlies playing left to right here in the second half. And now playing with the lead. We'll set this lineup for the Grizzlies for you here as we were getting reorganized. We kind of got caught a little bit late here. Smith, Cups, Dixon, Hall, and Thompson in the game and on the floor for your Grizzlies. 36-34, Grizzlies lead. Here comes Hall going up. Can't make it go, but he's fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line, and he will shoot a pair. That's first one is good. Fouls on Alexander, but that's his second foul. Grizzlies all pull away now. And Hall makes them both. Grizzlies lead by 4. That's their biggest lead of the game. Vashon with it. On the near side is McCaskill. This is Danye McCaskill, not to be confused with Mario McKinney, as I've done twice. McKinney with the ball now. He drove the basket and was fouled by Thompson on the way up. Whoops.
His third personal. First team foul for the Grizzlies this half. Number 10, Zion Jones, back on the floor for Northwest.
McKinney with it again. McKinney dishes it off to McCaskill. McCaskill guarded by Cups. Now there's a long three, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Brees Hall. Here come the Grizzlies back. Smith with it. Smith and the Grizzlies trying to extend the lead. Smith pulls it back out. He's going to take his time. Brees Hall drives the lane underneath. Dixon wide open and scores. Grizzlies lead by 6. And a foul going the way up. McCaskill will go to the line and shoot a pair. Fouls on Javen Dixon. That's his first of the game. Second team foul this half. McCaskill at the line to shoot a pair. First one is short. McCaskill will take his second shot. It's up. Second one is good. 40-35. Grizzlies lead. 6:14 remaining in the third. Grizzlies inbound. Dixon with it. Gets it over to Hall. Hall almost had it stolen, but got to it. He drives, sends it back out to Dixon. Dixon for three. Good! Javen Dixon sends a three down, and we lead by 8. Steal by Brees Hall. To Cups. Up and good. Grizzlies lead by 10. There's a long one by Russell. Russell drops it in. 4-2, and he was he fouled on the way up? It looks like he was. Zion Jones into the game, and let's see what they're calling here. The basket is good. So the three, it's going to be a 4-point attempt, 4-point play here if he makes it. For Russell. Don't have stats, but I got to believe that Russell is the leading scorer in this game for Vashon. He puts it up, and it's good. 45-39. Grizzlies lead by 6. On the near side, here's Smith with it. Over to Hall. Hall drives the basket, sends it out. Cups with it. Into the paint he goes. Up and good. Well, I don't know how I got the clock a mess here, folks, and we apologize for that. Just like that, another three. We have a timeout called. We're going to go ahead and take it with them. And stay with us. We'll be right back here with more. I don't know if it's a full or a 30, but it is a 30. We're going to stay right here because we don't have time to put it up. Grizzlies lead by 5. Led by 10 a moment ago, but a 3-bomb and a 4-point play, and all of a sudden, that lead is cut in half. Grizzlies will inbound here, and Smith has it. Into Cups, back to Smith. And to Jones, that was nearly picked off. To Cups. To Smith. Smith driving, now he pulls it back out. Drives it again, pulls it out. Driving again. And finally is fouled by McKinney. McKinney's second foul. And second on the team in the second half. Cups looking for help. Smith looking for help. Sends it out to Cups. Floor is a little slick there where he took it in, but no call. Dixon puts it up for three off the iron, no good. That rebound is corralled by the Wolverines, and driving under the basket, and a blocking foul is going to be charged now. Fouls on Dixon, his second. Crusoe will inbound for Vashon. Gets it to Russell. Back over to Crusoe. Now out to McCaskill. Back to Russell. Off the iron. No good. Rebounded that time by Hall. Here come the Grizzlies. Smith with it. Up. No good. Rebound to Zion Jones. Jones to Dixon. To Cups. That's no good. And do we have a foul called or not? We have a foul called on McKinney. I'm sorry, on McCaskill. It will send Cups to the line to shoot a pair. It's a third foul on McKinney. First one's up, rattles, and drops. Grizzlies by 6. Cups makes them both. 49-42. Grizzlies lead. I never gave those back to you. (50-42). Grizzlies by 8 again. Russell to Crusoe. On the far side to McKinney. And up he goes. He was fouled by Brees Hall. It'll send McKinney to the line to shoot a pair. 5 team fouls on the Grizzlies now. First one's good. Thompson comes back in for the Grizzlies. He'll replace Hall. Hall has 3 fouls, so he's in a little bit of trouble here. And the second one is good. So he makes them both 50-44. Northwest. Grizzlies will now inbound. Smith looking for some help. Double team. Gets it to Dixon. Dixon to Jones on the near side. Jones into the paint, puts it up. Rattles and drops. And are they going to call, or are they calling a charge? Yep, they called a charge. Ball turns over on the player control foul. That's too bad, too, with a nice basket. Grizzlies still have a 6-point lead. Over here on the near side, Kobe Clark into Crusoe. Ball taken away by, now what do we call him? I think the ball was kicked, and will stay with the Vashon Wolverines. Now there's a 3 off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Dixon. Dixon thought about a 3, now comes in from 15. Rattles around, no good. Rebound goes to Kobe Clark of the Wolverines. He sends it over to Crusoe. In and out for 3. Rebounded by Dixon. Here comes Smith back with it. Smith up. Misses. And a whistle. I think they're calling this one on Dixon.
his third personal 7-3 foul.
That foul puts Vashon into the bonus. So this will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Crusoe. First one's up. No good. Rebounded by Dixon. What a break. Dixon again. Thompson has it into the corner. Jones sends it all the way across for Smith. A bad pass. Smith gets to it first. Double teamed. Thought he might call timeout. Dixon gets it. Now we have a timeout taken by Northwest. That will leave them with 2 remaining. Is this a full or a partial? We don't know what it is, but we're going to take a quick timeout here for a breather. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back underway here in Topeka. Grizzlies with the ball. Jalen Smith has it. Joey Duncan back in the game. In the paint. Here's one by Thompson. He missed everything. Rebounded by Vashon. Here's Kobe Clark going in. And they're going to call the blocking foul on Cups. Clark will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. As the Grizzlies are over the limit. Seems to be some question on the part of the referees. They're getting something sorted out here. Oh, they're counting the basket. So this will be a 3-point play. And he makes it. So 50-47, the lead is only 3 now. Grizzlies need to get on some offense. They haven't scored much in the last several minutes. Joey Duncan back out to Smith. Smith double team, gets around one man. And did he walk with it? I think they're saying he did. Wolverines basketball. Kobe Clark will inbound it with a chance for the Wolverines to tie it here. 2 minutes and change remaining here in the third quarter. A lot of basketball left yet. Into the paint it goes. Joey Duncan made a nice block. And the rebound this time to Zion Jones. Jones sends it back to Smith. Smith with it now. And a long pass on the rebound. Up and good by McKinney. And that's his trademark, folks. He draws the foul as well. He's got a chance to tie it here. Fouls on Smith. That's his fourth foul. See if he takes a seat here. McKinney will go to the line here to try and tie it up. The Grizzlies had a 10-point lead in this quarter. And it's good. We are tied again, folks. Zion Jones to Brees Hall. Hall back in the game. He came in for Smith. So on the floor we have Hall, Duncan, Cups, Jones, and Thompson. Brees Hall's going to pull it out and take some time off the clock and set up the definite play. I can't argue with this strategy at all. 3-man weave going on here. Hall stops it, drives, pulls it back, and he has his pocket picked. That time by Norman. And he will foul Norman as he goes up, going coast to coast. It'll be a 2-shot foul. And it's 2 shots for Vashon the rest of the way as the Grizzlies have 10 fouls in this quarter. That's his fourth foul on Brees Hall. And coming back in will be Bowen. He comes in now. Grizzlies have 2 players now with 2 starters with 4 fouls each, most of which were accumulated in this quarter. And it misses. Rebounded that time by Thompson. Cups, back to Thompson, back to Cups. Gets it across the timeline. Double teamed over there, sends it to Thompson. That was dangerous. Now to Jones. Jones works it over, and a foul called this time on Russell. It's only the 4th team foul, so we'll take it on the side here, folks. Grizzlies trail by 1. Bowen on the far side. Back to Cups. Back to Bowen. Thompson had nobody near him, and he count the basket, yes or no? Did she say count it? In that case, we're going to count it, and a foul. It'll send Thompson to the line to shoot 1. McCaskill comes back in for Vashon. Thompson misses. Rebound to the Wolverines, and here they come back. Grizzlies lead by 1. We were tied at halftime. Grizzlies led by 10 in this quarter. They're going to play for the last shot here. Houghton with it. Now there's a 3-bomb off the rim, no good, and that's the way the quarter will end. Pretty good quarter overall for the Grizzlies. We're going to take our timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Hey, man, you got out for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Back at Topeka Highland Park High School with Cameron Arndt, I'm Kevin Arkin. Glad to have you with us. Got a late one running tonight as we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour. 1 quarter remaining here. Grizzlies lead 52-51 going into the 4th quarter against Vashon High out of St. Louis. And Northwest will inbound the ball to start the 4th quarter. And here we go. Brees Hall with it. We'll reset the lineup here for you. We got Hall, Smith, Cups, Dixon, and Thompson on the floor for the Grizzlies. Two of the players on the floor right now have 4 fouls each. He's one of them right there, Jalen Smith. And a foul call, a whistle called, a foul on somebody. The foul is going to be on whom? Looks like this foul is going to go against. This is going to go against Vashon, and it's on Nathaniel Norman, his first. There's a long one out to Smith. Smith has Norman all over him. I think they put Norman on him, hoping to get Smith to foul out. Double team now to Brees Hall on the near side. Brees driving, and the ball picked, has his pocket picked. This will be an easy lay-in. Out. They decided to dunk it, didn't McKinney? And Vashon has the lead again. Here comes Smith with it. So a long trip down for nothing. Now we have another foul call. There's been a lot of fouls called in this half. It's going to be against. This may be against Norman.
Number 10.
It's going to send, give the Grizzlies into the bonus. And going to the line will be Smith shooting a 1-and-1, a chance to take the lead or at least tie it. So this first free throw is big. Smith puts it up. Missed. Rebounded by Alexander. And here come the Wolverines with the ball and the lead. Now it looks like they're going to play some stall ball. Dean Smith must be in the building. You don't even know who Dean Smith is. I know he's shaking his head no over there. The little 14 or 15. 15-year-old over here has no idea who I'm talking about, which only means one thing, folks. I'm old. Dean Smith used to be the head coach at North Carolina, and he was famous for the four-corner offense before there was a shot clock. And he would run minute after minute after minute out of the game. Huh? Dean Smith did? I'm just told by our PA announcer that Dean Smith went to Topeka High. So now we know where he learned it. I'll be darned. McKinney still just sitting there playing footsie. Yeah, we may be doing this for a while. Trying to pull Northwest out of their zone, and guess what, folks? That ain't happening, at least not yet. So is he going to stand there for 5 minutes and 30 seconds? Let's find out. All righty, folks. We could probably go to a commercial and come back and not have anything happen. We're not going to do that, however. We're going to keep it right here. All righty, yeah, here we are, folks. It has been a full minute now of nothing. I drove 2.5 hours for this. They are really keep taking the air. Brian Chadwick is down here just laughing like there's no tomorrow. The team is clapping. Our team is clapping. Minute and a half now he's been standing there dribbling the ball in place. I have no problem with taking air out of the ball, but I think there ought to be a rule against this part. I mean, this is just time wasting. Javen Dixon is doing some stretches here. Now he finally drives the basket. McKinney does. How about a charge? Oh, come on. Count the basket and a foul. Brian Chadwick is beside himself, and quite frankly, I can't say I blame him. After all that, and the foul is against Brees Hall, and he is disqualified on fouls now. So that makes it even worse. So a double whammy for the Grizzlies here. They could be down by 4 here in about 2 seconds. And they are, as the free throw is good. 4 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Grizzlies down by 4. They led at the end of the third quarter. They need to keep their composure here. By the way, Joey Duncan came back into the game to replace Hall after he fouled out. The rest of the team is still the same. Smith also needs to be careful. He's playing on 4. Dixon, he puts up a 3. Rattles in and out, no good. Rebound to Duncan. And the ball bounces around, finally comes down in a blue shirt. And McKinney will bring it up again. He's not going to do what he did last time, though. Kobe with it on the near side, sends it back out. They've got to protect Smith. And do we have a timeout taken? We do have a timeout taken. We're going to take one with them. Stay with us. 56-52. Grizzlies trail. 3:12 remaining. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Topeka Highland Park High School for the Topeka Invitational Tournament. 3:12 remaining. Grizzlies trail by 4 here. They have led much of the second half. They had a 10-point lead in the third quarter. So they've proved they can play with this team. Now they need to prove they can beat this team. Waiting for the Wolverines to take the court. It's going to be the Wolverines basketball here. And the inbound play is booted by McKinney. He gets it back. He has it on the far side. Now he's playing some keep away again. Now he's pulling it back out. Well, we did this for a minute and a half last time. Not this time. Well, maybe we are. He is moving, so he can prove that his legs do work. 2:44 remaining. Dixon makes a silly foul there. And I believe that's his 4th foul. It is. It will send it sends McKinney to the line to shoot a pair. And that really was not a good foul. He was already past him when he fouled him. First one's good, and the lead is 5. Zion Jones getting set to come back in. He'll come in now as the basket is good. 58-52. Grizzlies down by half a dozen. Joey Duncan comes out. Dixon into Smith, a high pass. He couldn't handle it. McCaskill comes down with it. Now over to McKinney. McCaskill on the near side. Back out to McKinney. McKinney drives the paint, scoops it, misses it. Rebound by Thompson. Thompson to Cups. Cups for three. Good! And a whistle. And a timeout taken by the Grizzlies. We will take one with them as well. Stay with us. We'll be back in 30. This is Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Topeka Highland Park, and I'm going to correct something I said earlier. The winner of the previous game was not Topeka, it was Lawrence. So the winner of this game plays Lawrence. The loser will play Topeka. Winner plays at 6, loser plays at 4:30 tomorrow. The loser of tomorrow, well, I'm not going to say that. The team that loses 2 games today will not play on Saturday, or 2 games today and tomorrow will not play on Saturday. Okay, Vashon will get the ball here to inbound. 2:04 remaining. Ball comes in to McCaskill, I mean. He's double teamed and a jump ball call. It will stay with Vashon. But a nice play on what is arguably the dumbest rule in sports. Inbound, we're back underway. McCaskill with it. Into McKinney. McKinney scoops up, is partially blocked. Was he fouled is the question. And the answer is yes. Zion Jones got him. That's Jones's 4th personal. The fouls have been killing the Grizzlies in this half. After they played a nearly foul-free first half. First basket is good by McKinney. Wish I could give you some stats here, but we don't have them, as I mentioned. Grizzlies down by 5 now. Russell comes out. Fletcher goes in. Smith with the ball into Cups. Grizzlies still have 2 players in the game with 4 fouls each. Smith. He pulls it back out. McKinney's all over him. Cups on the near side with it. Shamir back over to Smith. 1:19 to go. Into Jones deep. Jones sends it over here to Cups, and it's intercepted. McKinney's got it. He will drive the basket, scoop it, and score it. An easy 2 points by McKinney. And I feel this one's starting to get out of range here. There's a miss and a rebound by Vashon. Inside a minute to go. And McKinney again. 9-point differential. Dixon off the heel, no good. Rebound to Jones. He's got it on the floor. This is taken away by Vashon, and here they come. They can afford to kill clock now. And a foul that we're in a position where we need to foul here. Thompson, his 4th foul. Now we have 3 on the floor with 4 fouls. McCaskill will shoot a pair here. First one's good. And the lead is double digits for the first time in a long time. They led by 11 in the first half, did Vashon. Grizzlies led by 10 in this half. Makes them both 11-point lead. 35 to go. They need threes, and they need them in a hurry. And we have a foul call. McCaskill, guilty of the foul. That's his fourth foul. It'll send Smith to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. First one's good. Got to score points when there's no time coming off that clock. And the second one is good as well. 66-57, Grizzlies trail. Trying to get the ball off the inbound pass. Now it goes over there to Clark on the far side. McKinney to McKinney from McCaskill onto the basket. And they don't even take the shot. They're going to keep it in play. And a foul call. Held ball. That'll belong to Northwest. Northwest will get the ball with 14 remaining. No longer any issue as to the outcome. It's just the margin now. There's a three that's blocked. Rebound back to Dixon. Dixon banks it home. 66-60. And that's the way it's going to end, folks. The whistle sounds and we are done. We are final here at Topeka. Your final score in a great game by both teams. But too much was Vashon tonight. 66-60. Vashon wins it. We'll be back to wrap this up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Topeka Highland Park High School. Kevin Arkin, Cameron Arndt with you. Where tonight the Grizzlies drop a 66-60 decision to the Wolverines of Vashon High School out of St. Louis in a game well played by both teams, and the Grizzlies have no reason to hang their hats at all. They played very well tonight. Couldn't keep it up at the end as the fouls got to them as they added up. Led by 10 points in the third quarter, ended up losing by 6 after being down by 11 at one point late in the game. We're going to wrap this up by telling you that we do not know what's going to happen. Tomorrow, the Grizzlies will play Topeka High School at 4:30 right here in the second round game. That game will not be webcast. If the Grizzlies win tomorrow, they will play at 3:30 on Saturday. We will be on the air at 3:15 on Saturday. Again, that's if they beat Topeka High tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow, they will not play at all on Saturday. In which case, our next webcast will be from West High next Tuesday, beginning at 7:15. So, to find out whether or not we are on the air on Saturday, all you need to do is to go to the Grizzlies webpage. The Grizzly soccer webcast page, not soccer webcast, basketball webcast page. It's late for me too, folks. Go to that page. I will have that information posted for you tomorrow evening. As soon as I get the word from Coach Chadwick, I will post it. You'll know whether or not there's a webcast on Saturday. Again, for those of you in St. Louis watching, we thank you for joining us. The Vashon community, congratulations to your team, you and your team, on their hard-fought win tonight here in Topeka. Looking forward to seeing you all again, either Saturday or Tuesday. Until then, we'll wish you all a very pleasant good evening and good night from Topeka Highland Park High School.